Of the Lindsay City Council and direct the clerk to please take roll. And we welcome back our clerk.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
All right, Councilmember Velasquez.
Here.
Councilmember Watson.
Here.
Councilmember Cortez is absent with notice. Mayor Pro Tem Salinas.
Here.
And Mayor Kimball.
Here. Thank you. Would everyone please stand and join us in Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Watson.
Salute. Pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We would invite Pastor Dale Rains to come to the mic, and thank you for being here tonight and leading us in an invocation.
Let's pray, please. I thank you, Lord. The mighty God is our refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. I thank you that you are ever present and ever mindful of us. I thank you for the promise of unity, the spirit of unity, and the bond of peace in our city, in our homes, in our council. I pray your blessing upon this council meeting. I pray that there be unity in the decisions that are made, and that there be peace as we leave this place. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dale.
Our next item is public comment. The public is invited to comment on any subject under the jurisdiction of the Lindsay City Council, including agenda items, other than notice public hearings. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person, with 30 minutes overall for the entire comment period, unless otherwise indicated by the mayor. Participants speak at the stand after clearly stating their name for the clerk. Would anyone like to address the council tonight under public comment?
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric Sinclair. Sinclair Television, KMPH Fox 26, Fresno, LLC, KBAK Bakersfield 29, KSN V Las Vegas, Channel 3, Revolution Studios, Sinclair Dino Gasoline. I want to speak on the security over all the schools. I said the last meeting that more security around the schools. We have security around the borders. The borders of all the schools need to be met with the same security. I'm really happy to see that this nation's children they marched in the name of themselves, holding themselves up because they matter, and marching across the United States, and it was awesome, and exercising their freedom of speech. This got me thinking. When I was in the military, we everywhere we marched to breakfast, from breakfast to lunch, from lunch to dinner, from dinner, and everywhere we marched to, we stay focused. We stay focused on the next day that was coming, and I'm really proud of our schools and our school systems and the security, and if we can keep achieving more and more moving forward, we can see that our nation under God is indivisible. Thank you.
Mr. Sinclair, anyone else wish to address the council? Seeing no one, we will close public comment and move on to council reports. Council members report on recent, current, or upcoming events, activities, or matters. Councilmember Velasquez?
Guess what? I have actually something to report.
All right.
It's kind of exciting. I usually don't report, so I'm on the Economic Development Board, Tulare County. We had a meeting last week. Was it last week, Bill? Yeah. And it was regarding the governor designating opportunity zones. And they designated 16 tracts, I think, in Tulare County. And one of our tracts, Tract Bill 28, which is the southern
A
part.
census tract? What?
Yes. And so the idea is, I'll read a little bit here. The opportunity zone is for distressed areas to enjoy a new federal tax incentives designed to drive long-term private investment to them. Opportunity investments made. Well, let me go back here. The federal tax bill passed at the end of December 2017 allows the governor to designate certain census tracts as opportunity zones. And the idea is to help the census tracts that have high poverty and low businesses to have opportunity for investors to use their capital gains and get tax write-offs from them. So we want to help promote these areas through housing and also to create more businesses. And so I'm excited about that. We got, I know that it's just starting, so they're still working on that. So we'll give you more information as it comes.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Thank you. Councilman Watson?
Not at this time.
Councilman Salinas?
Just that we have Orange Blossom in a couple weeks. Invite everybody to come out and enjoy the festivities. Still looking for parade entries, still looking for vendors, always excited to have more people.
All right. I don't have much to report either. I did arrange with Gary for the council to use one of his oldest fire trucks in the parade, and they ordered some banners to indicate that there's a new fire truck coming soon. That would be our little driven to the best entry. Driven to be the best. And with that, we'll move on to our LHS student. Denise, anything to report tonight?
Yes, right now we are currently on spring break, but when we go back on the 3rd, we are getting ready for prom and grad nights.
Wow.
Already.
Yeah.
Yay, the senior year. Whips by.
Feels like this yesterday.
Yeah.
What to wear.
Many decisions. And I just hope everyone has a happy Easter.
Thank you.
Bill, staff reports?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Tulare County Transportation Authority approved the city's request to amend the settlement agreement with TCAG for giving interest going forward and putting payments into forbearance for 1 year starting in April of 2018. So thanks for everyone who worked on that. Staff will assemble formal requests for the following fire services from Tulare County. Madam Mayor, I would like to coordinate with you, if there's an opportunity before you go, to have a sit down with Supervisor Crocker to set this up. The intent is Chief Hughes has been meeting with Chief Norman, and it's doable for us to outsource this. Council's indicated a desire to do this, I believe. And we believe it can be done affordably, but we need to now do a formal request so that the Board of Supervisors can direct Chief Norman to prepare a proposal for their approval, and then we can move that forward. So that's encouraging. Also, cameras from the tribe, we believe that they would be willing to support us with that. We have not done a formal request, so we will do that. I had hoped to be able to do the formal request for the cameras at the same time that we would do stadium lighting that we would like to see out there at the soccer complex. However, some research, engineering, and cost analysis needs to be done to do that. And the fact is, I've got Mike stacked pretty hard trying to meet a couple of deadlines for the roundabout and for the soccer complex. And so we may have to touch on that one later on. I don't want to delay one for the other and miss an opportunity. So those two things will likely be coming before you next council meeting. Let's see.
move forward. Water system, we are doing pretty well. You're aware the water treatment plant had been down for a while due to the heavy downpours when, you know, our water plant is receiving water from the Bryant Kern Canal, which is receiving water from the lake, from Millerton, and everything, when the rain and the snow occurs, you stir everything up. You have turbidity in the water. You're carrying soil and different things in the water, and you reach a point where your filters can't keep up with it. So it's easiest at that point just to shut it down, focus on the wells for a while, and it gives us an opportunity to do some maintenance. How much longer do you think it'll be shut down, Mike?
Shooting for back online this week.
Okay, and then we'll start mixing it up again and start relying more heavily on the surface water. And speaking of surface water, the initial water allocation from the Bureau of Reclamation was 30%. With the latest storms that have come through, they have doubled that. That's significant for us. Mm-hmm. And so we can use our wells less during the heat of the summer, allow some recharge to take place, and take advantage of the well that it's our right to have when it's available. Mike is working with grading firms to start the process on the grading of the golf course in preparation for conversion to the soccer park complex. And again, we have a firm deadline that we have to hit on that, so he's going to be working very aggressively toward that end. Lebu Brothers is in the process of changing their name to Porterville Citrus. We've seen some sign permits submitted, so you're likely to see that sooner rather than later. We have the citywide spring cleanup occurring for the audience April 5th, 6th, and 7th at the same location as last year. Charges will be $10 per load this year. However, last year we limited you to 2 loads per address. There'll be no limit on the number of loads that you can do during that time frame. So hopefully that'll be an incentive to really clean things up. And it coincides with the beginning of the Orange Blossom Festival. It's to be a great time to get out there and really clean things up. City Services will have details if you have questions. And I know some flyers and some Facebook postings and such will be going out. There'll be an LDS group here in town on April the 7th to focus on City Park and areas around the park for cleanup. So we appreciate that group coming to town and the hands and feet that they're going to bring for that good service. Queen's Coronation will be happening on April the 7th. Still planning on being here at City Hall, I believe, if the weather holds. So we're hopeful for that. And the OBF Parade Festival will be April 14th. So big times coming for the city here. We had some flooding at the Wellness Center during the rainstorm. Maintenance and wellness staff have been working together to clean it up and do repairs. I know the facility is reopened again. We kind of know why it happened. We've got steps in place to deal with that, but it's important to note that it did occur, and we're working hard on it. The membership drive has been working. They have 30 new members this month. That's a big deal for that small facility. We have ongoing discussions with a couple of medical groups kind of competing, wanting to rent the facility. I've asked them to have a meeting of the minds, and so we can do what's best for the community and hopefully satisfy all needs. I'd like to see wins at all levels so that we don't have winners and losers, and we provide as many services as is possible for our community. So we're pretty excited about that, and we're moving that. We've got a Ono City fundraising dinner to happen at the Wellness Center on April the 7th. I think it's their annual teriyaki dinner. And speaking of Ono City, Councilmember Cortez is away in Ono, Japan right now, being one of our ambassadors over there with some of our youth. And so I've seen some great pictures of her in kimonos and traditional attire, and I think she's having a fabulous time over there. Dollars for Scholars is going to happen here sooner rather than later, April the 28th. We'll talk more about it, but that'll be at the Aquatic Center. It's a great opportunity for raising money for Lindsay graduates. Lisa's been meeting with the skimmers, working with the high school swim coaches, creating master schedules. She's really bringing a strong organizational sense to this. They're going to reschedule the certified lifeguard instructor training. We had a light turnout last time. We want to hit that again. Youth baseball, softball is happening. Youth soccer is happening. Facility request in place for men's Sunday soccer league. We've got a couple of new employees out at Wellness, so we can provide the support for that right now until the school entirely takes that over. There's a volleyball group wanting to do some grass tournaments out there. We've mentioned that a little bit. She's continuing those meetings. And lots more going on, but I'll save that for later. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions?
No.
All right, let's move on to item 4, which is our consent calendar. We have City Council meeting minutes for March 13th, 2018, the warrant list for March 9th, 2018, and DBP notice. It's minute order, council members.
Move for approval.
Moved by Watson,
Second.
second by Velasquez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item passes. Our next item is an information item, a proclamation declaring April Child Abuse Awareness Month. And we have Linda Ledesma here tonight to talk to us about that.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for having me. And I also want to give a shout out to our PACE parents. Quiero dar las agradecidos que están con nosotros esta noche. And if you guys don't know what PACE means, it's Parent Agency Collaborative Effort, and it's a parent group that we have at Healthy Start. And so as you are all aware, April is coming up, and it's also Child Abuse Prevention Month. And we are participating in a countywide effort to raise awareness locally. And we're going to kick off our campaign beginning on April 6th with the Wear Blue Day, which I sent information to Maria, so I'm encouraging everyone to wear blue that day. And it's our way to highlight that we are joining other organizations and individuals across California and the nation to bring awareness to prevention for child abuse. And so we would like for you all to join us if you can. We will also be providing blue ribbons, bracelets, and stickers at each of the school sites. So you're going to be seeing taglines on all the marquees at all the school sites. And then we're also going to be putting up blue ribbons throughout the community. So I'm giving you a heads up so the staff doesn't take them down. But you're going to be seeing our blue ribbons up and our signage noting that it's Child Abuse Prevention Month and all that good stuff. So our PACE parents actually spent part of today building up those ribbons, and so next week we'll be going and putting those out when our staff and learners return from spring break. So we just want to thank you for your ongoing support. We have been working really hard to serve Lindsay. We have contracts with Child Welfare to respond when they get those calls and they don't meet the criteria. So we have been serving those families. Last year we served about 200 families. We also serve Exeter and Strathmore in that number, but the majority do come from Lindsay. So we are trying to do everything we can to provide parenting support, social connections, building resiliency within these families to prevent them from having to go into child welfare. So we're doing everything we can on our end to give them the tools that they need to be able to sustain and have a healthy environment. So we're going to continue with those efforts. And for those kids coming out of child welfare, we get those referrals too. And so we provide case management to those parents, because when you haven't had your kids for almost a year, that's a huge transition. And so we want to be there to support them with that reunification process. And so we provide support to those families as well. So we continue to do that. And I was happy to say that we got 5-year funding to continue to do that at Healthy Start to take care of our families. So that's what we have going on this month. Any questions?
Thank you, Linda, and everyone who's here tonight in support. We appreciate your being here. We have a proclamation for you, which I will read at this time. Whereas child abuse and neglect is a complex and ongoing problem in our society, affecting many children throughout our nation and in Lindsay, and whereas every child is entitled to be loved, cared for, nurtured, feel secure, and be free from verbal, sexual, emotional, and physical abuse and neglect, and whereas it is the responsibility of every adult who comes in contact with the child to protect that child's inalienable right to a safe and nurturing childhood, and whereas Lindsay has dedicated individuals and organizations who work daily to counter the problem of child maltreatment and to help parents obtain the assistance they need, and whereas effective child abuse prevention strategies succeed because of partnerships among families, social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Now therefore, I, Pamela Kimball, Mayor of the City of Lindsay, do proclaim April 2018 Child Abuse Prevention Month in the City of Lindsay. And on behalf of the City Council, call upon all citizens community agencies, faith organizations, and businesses to work together to increase awareness. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Lindsay to be affixed this 27th day of March 2018.
Thank you.
You'd like to come get your proclamation? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do have bracelets for all of you, and if you want a lapel pin, I can bring those by as well. So just let us know. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda.
Next, we have an information item, the Porterville Sheltered Workshop. We have representatives here tonight to do a presentation on the programs they are providing in Lindsay.
Good evening. My name's Don Sowers. I'm the Executive Director for PSW Porterville Sheltered Workshop. And I want to thank the council for allowing us to come here this evening and talk about ourselves for a few minutes. I'm joined by two of my staff. Carol Ledbetter, she's the she's a director of program services, just promoted. We had Gordon Osmus was with us for 38 years. Y'all may know him. He retired and he's up in Oregon having fun with his grandchildren tonight. And Marcia Shoemake, and she's a program supervisor for the programs here in Lindsay, as well as a couple of programs in Porterville as well. Our mission is to assist individuals with disabilities achieve a more independent and productive life. And last year, we were able to do that for over 860 individuals between Lindsay, Porterville, Tulare, Hanford, and Visalia. And so we're very proud of that. But tonight, we're going to focus on what we do here in Lindsay. And I'd like to turn it over to Carol to talk to you a little bit about it, and Marcia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Marcia, let's bring.
Hi, I'm Carol Ledbetter, like he said. PSW has been around for many years, over 60 years, and we moved into Lindsay because the folks in Lindsay that were going to Porterville would sometimes ride on the bus for like an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half in the afternoon. So that's when they started about 10 years ago looking for somewhere to come over here so they wouldn't have to ride on that long bus ride. So having said that, these are the different subjects that we're going to go over tonight just real quickly. And Marcia's going to come up and describe it to you because she's a lot more familiar with the Lindsay program than I am. So if you want to take over. It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem and council members. Thank you for allowing us to kind of give you a view into our world for a little bit. The history, we opened up at the Lindsay Service Center January 2nd, 2009, and we did that because of the transportation aspect. I want to show you some of the pictures that, and you guys can send them on the screen.
Yeah.
Work training and employment. We try to offer a variety of things for our individuals to do, and one thing that everyone likes to do is earn money. I know I do.
Yes.
So we have different contracts. The one where you see them in the orange vest, that is VitaPack, and we're so lucky to have VitaPack. We do trash pickup, sweeping, and cleaning, and that's done twice a week, every week, without fail, rain. It can be blistering heat. We still go out there and do it. The next one is we always keep our vans clean because we have 3 vans that we transport individuals throughout the community, and this is done at the local car washes. And they also earn money for doing all that. As far as the community center, we also clean up around the community center, and we have janitorial inside the community center, as well as sweeping, mopping, cleaning restrooms, doing dishes, things like that. So we're always inspiring the individuals to earn money and be independent. Our next slide is practical living skills. We try to encourage individuals to make simple snacks or meals. That way, when they go home and they want a snack, like all of us after work, they're able to fix that simple snack themselves. It also enhances their mathematical ability as far as how to use measuring devices, spoons, the cup, things of that sort. You have a wonderful laundromat here in Lindsay, which we use on a weekly basis to do rags and different items like that, towels. And it also teaches our clients, again, or our individuals, how to do tasks that we all do ourselves, and that's how to do laundry. How to put the money in the washer, how to put the clothes in the dryer, and take them out and fold them. So again, wonderful, wonderful. Community integration. All of us love to go out and shop. One of the favorites is, of course, food. And you can see there, it's Frosty King or Bob's, the one right on the turnabout there. Wonderful folks. And all of the restaurants here are just great to our folks, because sometimes our folks might be a little slower as far as getting their money out and the correct change. The Lindsay business owners have been so patient with us and always help them to get the correct money and give their food what they need to have. So we're very lucky to be here. Recreational activities. You have a beautiful park out there, which, you know, we couldn't be in a better place, because it's like we're in the park every day at that senior center. So our guys love to go out in the gazebos, by the horseshoe pit, and just out and have like a barbecue. When it gets good weather, we have barbecues out there, and they love to do that. They love going to the McDermott Center and playing the games, and they play basketball. Sometimes they just walk around the... Wow. Well, that woke me up. Thank you. And walk around the track, that sort of thing. So, again, your local businesses are very, very helpful to us. And this one right here, you know, we like to earn money. We like to do a lot of things. But individuals need to know how to give also. And here you see our individuals making the fleece tie blankets. And if you can see in the one corner there, the lower right-hand corner, she's using a round loom to make the little beanies. And twice a year we take those up to Fresno Children's Hospital to give them to the children there. And the clients actually get to know what it is to make a gift and then give it without money or monetary gain. So they learn charity also. So I just want to thank you. And if any of you ever want to stop by and visit us, we're at the Lindsay Service Center. We're there 5 days a week. You can come by anytime. And we also have 5 clients on a consistent basis that participate in the nutritional program there also. And then others sometimes say, hey, I want to eat what they have. So they'll purchase food there also. So it's a good give and take with the seniors that we share the building with. It's a good dynamic. Let's see what it's saying. As far as the future, so far since 2009, we've served in between 45 and 50 individuals. I hope to grow that this next year, 2 to 3 more individuals, so we can expand and bring, have them, have them use the local businesses as much as possible. The next slide is, it just gives census, what we've served. We have 30 total clients served in 2017 was 35. And then it gives all the clients served from surrounding areas, 24, residing within city limits, 11. Additional clients projected, and that's on the bottom there, 2 and 2, and then a total of 4. Mm-hmm. So any questions? Oh, okay, Don? Oh. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, so if you had a little bit more room there, would you be able to accommodate additional clients?
There's some things that we're working on with Mr. Ziegler and some other items. The relationship we have with the lease where we are right now is outstanding. I think it serves both both parties very well. The 10-year lease is just about up. We'll be looking to extend it or renew it. And if I can get the board, because we're growing and we can feel it both in Porterville at our BMOD management program and here. And so we want to grow, expand both buildings. So I'm negotiating with Porterville. Hopefully I'll be able to negotiate with Lindsay in the near future, next couple of years, where we can come in and enlarge the community center that's out there, the building that we're currently in a trade to maybe have longer than a 10-year lease if we expend the funds to do it. That would be at our expense. But we definitely like to enlarge it and be able to use it, and that would be a win-win for everybody, our programs and the city of Lindsay as well. So that's our goal. I hope that answers your question.
It
But
does.
it's part of our long-range plan. We've pushed our long-range plan from 3 years. Told the board that's not long enough. We went to 5. They appreciated it because by 2022, there's going to be a lot of changes in our programs. The state and the feds are both pushing hard to change the way we do business. So we're kind of pushing back a little bit, but phew, that's a tide that's coming down that we can't push too hard against.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Council, I would just add that the community center out there is something that when PSW came on, that time Porterville Sheltered Workshop, it was tired. It was real tired. It wasn't being utilized very much. And they came out and took over the north portion of the building and took over all maintenance, all custodial services. They've helped with so many things out there. We also have a great relationship with CSET that serves the seniors, and they serve that from the south side of the building. So we had something that was sitting there with not much going on and being really tired to a pretty nice facility, thanks to PSW, and then also thanks to the programs that CSET provides for our seniors. And so I'm really pleased that we have quality organizations providing these very needed services within our community.
And the utilities, we pick up the utilities. It's kind of a symbiotic relationship with CSET. We'll pick up the utilities for that facility as well. So we really appreciate what the city of Lindsay has allowed us to do to help the clients and get them off those buses for 3 hours a day. It's not a fun trip.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good presentation.
Very good.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. That's okay.
All right. Next, we have an action item presented by Mike Camarena, the Well 15 project. Mike.
Thank you, Mayor Kimball and Council. Well 15 is located on Road 188, approximately 250 feet north of Avenue 240. Years ago, in 2009, it is consistently, how do I say this? It is consistently on an inconsistent basis experienced intermittent positive coliform bacteria results. And so in 2009, the State Department of Public Health required Lindsay to issue a boil water advisory. Since that short time, the entire city was put on the boil water advisory, but after certain testing, they rescinded it to just a small area in the proximity of Well 15. Since 2009 and up till 2009 to 2014, the city pursued projects and project funding. We were successful in acquiring a integrated regional water management drought grant. Unfortunately, though, the amount of the grant was only for 26% of the identified project, so that amount was $104,000. The project in itself that was designed is to install 2,000 feet of pipe to allow the chlorination process, the disinfection process, to do its job prior to reaching the first water service. And with that, we bid the project out. We had 2 bidders submit for the project. The low bidder, JT2 Incorporated, doing business as Todd Companies, submitted the low bid for $238,750.82. The bid abstract and contractor verifications was done by Nick Keller of Keller and Wegley, who was the project engineer on the project. The project estimate prepared by Keller and Wegley, $285,230. So the low bidder was just underneath the project estimate. So The city has currently $104,000 available via Proposition 84 Irwin Drought Grant. The balance of the project funding, as part of the Palm Terrace project developed, Self-Help Enterprises identified a water well improvement program in the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities program for $250,000. So we can take a portion of that $250,000, combine it with our Prop 84 grant, and fund the project without any impact to our current budget. And with that, I would, staff is recommending the award go to JT2 Incorporated, doing business with Todd Companies, for $238,750.82. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions?
No, it's great.
Yes, it's really good. Where is Todd Companies located?
Todd Company is in Visalia. It's not identified. They're in Visalia.
Wow.
Thank you. So if there's no questions, what action would the council?
Move for approval.
Moved by Salinas,
Second.
second by Watson. Would the clerk please take roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Salinas.
Aye.
Councilmember Watson.
Aye.
Councilmember Velasquez.
Aye.
Mayor Kimball.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, that was a quick meeting. We just have item 7, future agenda items. Anyone wishing to request future agenda item at this time?
Not this time.
Seeing no one, we have no executive session, so would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
You just say that all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion
Who
carries.
would be opposed to
Thank you.
that?
Happy Easter, everybody. Have a good week.
That's right. Happy Easter. Very cool. That's my kind of meeting.
Yes.